I'm never gonna be able to make friends. I'm not gonna know what it's like. The fear of the unknown is really great when it comes to moving to the area and not knowing much. Okay, so we are in the office now. I had to get back inside, but I wanna go over with you the 13 years that I've been in Grand Rapids, how it's been, and what you can expect. Let's get into the video. For things to do and sights to see, this is Live Great TV, and I am the official host to Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse. Hey, if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area, what it's like to live, work, and have fun out here in West Michigan, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, give me a like so you don't miss out on all the brand new videos that I put out each and every week, because I love making these videos for you. But even more than that, I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Michigan. I want to help you make that transition out to the West Michigan area nice and smooth. I've helped a ton of people. So my number, my email's coming on the screen right now. Shoot me a quick text, zip over an email. I'm happy to help. So I want to get into my 13 years being in the Grand Rapids area, how it's changed, and what you can expect as you come into the area. All right, now when I first got into the Grand Rapids area, I never could have expected these three major things. Number one, it's gonna be the population explosion. Now, move to the Grand Rapids area, what I found out is that it has grown to over 150,000 people since I've gotten in here, which is a 14.7 or almost 15% increase since the past 12, 13 years. Now, in real estate, the whole real estate world, when you could buy a home somewhere under $100,000, that was normal back in 2012, 2013, which has gone up 86%, which is way more than people in the area probably would have ever thought. And now it's just at a higher price point, which is helping the economy, which is helping it grow. I don't know if it's whether it's inflation or just things like, too many people come into the area, but I love it. It's a growing, expansive town. I want to get more into the details of that as we move towards the video as to why people are moving. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the cultural renaissance that's happening out in the area. Now, when I first was in Grand Rapids, being from West Michigan, I thought I was just moving to Plainville, plain vanilla, USA in the area. And a lot of people ask me questions about that. What is the cultural diversity in the area? Like, how is it there? Are there different races of people and things like that? Now, well, the biggest surprise as far as the diversity shift, when I moved here, Grand Rapids was mostly 67% white. Today, it's lower to 58%. We also have a large Hispanic community, a huge Black community, and a huge Asian community, just alike all throughout the neighborhoods, letting you know that a lot of people from different cultures, different walks of life are really, really enjoying this place as where they're putting a stake in the ground and really setting up shop to live. Another thing that I've really taken a lot of note of is people who are coming to the area is that in the Grand Rapids area, we had only 3 breweries in the West Michigan area back in 2012, 2013. Now we have over 48, and you can literally walk any direction from downtown and walk into a brewery. We have 2 huge festivals each and every year, and we have 18 major events that go on, including Oktoberfest. We have the Grand Rapids Food Fair. We have a lot of things that are circled around Beer City, USA. So if you like a cold brew, this is the town for you. All right, the next thing I want to get into is the real cost of living out here in the West Michigan area and what you can expect. Now, let's talk money, because since I got to the Grand Rapids area and really started living on my own after college and whatnot, things have changed. And so I want to put this in front of you as you're, putting your budget list together, as you're preparing to move out here, so you know what to expect. Now, the median house price in the Grand Rapids area is somewhere around $325,000 12, 15 years ago, where it was about $180,000. You have different strokes for different folks. We have different communities, homes that are available for the average person. And now that it's actually grown, the pricing of a home is somewhere around that 325,000 mark. So if you're planning on moving here, I get some people who are like, hey, yeah, can I get one of those $150,000 homes? I'm like, you're probably not going to find it here in this specific area, but some of the outskirts you'll be able to find those. And some of them aren't top notch. Some of them, you know, since it's below average price, you're going to get a below average condition. So taking that into account is a really big deal. So if you're an investor, you can find some really great deals where people are expanding into other parts of town, and you can enjoy, you know, different communities where those homes actually do need that support and need those renovations. All right, the tax situation. Now, a lot of times people are talking about taxes and how things are really going up. Now, I want to let you know that Grand Rapids in the West Michigan area is 40% lower than most major cities. However, it has gone up 25% since back in 2012, 2013. So we're seeing that steady growth of probably around 2 to 3% each year as what you can expect to pay taxes for your property. Now, as far as the affordability index, the average household in Grand Rapids spends about 28% of the income on housing in 2025 versus 44% in comparable growing cities. Now, if you compare Grand Rapids to a place like Chicago or LA, you get a 3-bedroom house. That's probably like the same thing as getting a luxury condo in one of those cities. All right, let's get into the neighborhood evolution and kind of how the neighborhoods have evolved out in the West Michigan area since I got out here to the Grand Rapids area, and how it's changed. Now, I've had the chance to stay in other parts of the area and really get to see these areas in Grand Rapids grow and evolve. So it's really interesting to see how they've changed. And the first one I want to talk about is going to be Easttown. Now, back in the day in 2013, there were 5 empty storefronts out in the Easttown area. So literally it wasn't as big as it is now. But today there is almost a 2-year waiting list for commercial spaces and people that want to buy up into that area because it's so happening, it's hopping, it's where everybody wants to be. Now, if you look up Grand Rapids, you look into Easttown, you're really gonna find where it's the hipster vibe, the upbeat vibe, a lot of people into food, so all of my foodies are out there, and it's a really great experience just to enjoy the day, and the nightlife is really cool as well. Now, another place is the west side that I used to live. Back in 2015, when I lived on the west side of Grand Rapids, it was just nothing but abandoned warehouses. Bridge Street wasn't that poppin', it wasn't that busy. We had Monty's back in the day, back in college, and that was just a cool, like for the nightlife, it was pretty cool. Nowadays, we have New Holland Brewery that's out there. We have Butchers Union that's out there. Bridge Street Market is out there. They've renovated a lot of the condos. Union Square condos are out there. These are all really big things, and since those places have moved in today, we've seen a 215% increase in home values right around the west side. So that's why they say the west side is the best side. If you're on the west side, give me a like. Let me know how you're liking the west side. All right, now I want to talk about the southeast side, and specifically Alger Heights. This is an award-winning area, award-winning neighborhood where a lot of people are navigating towards because it has that low barrier to entry cost, and it has a high value for the people that are moving in the area, knowing that it's a great neighborhood, it's walkable, it's really, the houses there are just solid. Like, it's a really solid part of Grand Rapids, and people really take a lot of pride in living there. Since 2013, Alger Heights and Garfield Park area has gone up 156%. So we're seeing home increases in that area that are just taking off. So if you can find a house in Easttown, make sure you hang on to it. Make sure you take really good care of it because the values don't seem to be going down there. It's just a small, quaint neighborhood that is super friendly, super walkable, and you'll really get to love as you're out there in the area. Now, the most dramatic transformation is going to be the southeast side, where business ownership has grown 47% since 2012, 2013. Now, back then, you didn't have a lot of people living there. Those are more like areas where they needed to have a lot more improvement. But since today, it's been going really well, and people are buying up in those areas. They got new condos out there on Division and Wealthy. A lot of that area down Wealthy Street down Division has been renovated, and people are really flocking to the area to make it much nicer for the people to live in. So if you're in the area, you're looking for a good investment opportunity, I would probably look into that to see if it's something that'll work for you. All right, the next thing I want to get into is the weather. So let's talk about the weather. If you're considering moving to Grand Rapids or Michigan, anywhere in the Midwest, you know that the weather is going to be a big deal. I always tell people, whatever you do, make sure you have a backup plan because of the weather, whether it's summer, spring, fall, winter, doesn't matter. Sometimes you might have some sunny days in the winter, but then again, you might have some sunny days in the fall. So it just depends on whatever you're doing, just knowing that you have some flexibility with your plans, especially if you're doing them outside. Now, as far as the data, Grand Rapids averages 75.6 inches of snow every single year. But here's what they don't tell you. We get 14% more sunshine than Chicago and Cleveland. So we have a lot more sunshine. We're a little more highly elevated, so we get that peak of sun. Chicago and those areas don't get as much as we do. And I know Chicago is a really great place to be during the summer months, but let me tell you, when I lived in Chicago, freezing cold during the winter, especially when you're downtown. The next thing I want to talk about is the lake effect snow. Now, as far as the climate shift, now we've been seeing a lot more warmer winters. We've been seeing warmer winters in the area, somewhere on the upwards of 3 to 4% warmer than normal. This past year in 2024, 2025, we were actually able to see some real snow. So we got a lot of snow in the winter of 2025, and it was almost like we have been spoiled for so long. We didn't have as much snow, but when we actually did have a normal winter, people were just like, wow, you know, it's been a while. It's been at least 7 years since we had a real good snowing on us. So it just shows you that throughout the winter time, it's not as bad as it may seem. Cars aren't getting stuck in the ditches each and every time. You want to drive safely. If you're driving like a crazy person, you're probably going to end up in a ditch somewhere. So just make sure you drive safely and responsibly. You won't have anything to worry about. Make sure you have front wheel drive and make sure you have good tread on your tires. Now, I've put together a PDF guide to show you exactly what those specifics are. So if you're interested in moving to the area or just coming to visit, you're going to get a good dose of what that transition is like coming to the West Michigan area. Now, something that most people don't know is that in West Michigan, we have a 72-degree average. So in the month of September, even though it's getting colder throughout the year, we have an average of 72 degrees in September. So you're not losing out on that weather throughout the summertime. So we usually see the sunshine from May to end of September, and somewhere around October is usually when it starts to get a little colder as you're out in the West Michigan area. So we have people that are snowbirds. They like to come in during May. They want to leave in October, and that's totally fine because we enjoy all that we do throughout the summertime to get a real good experience in West Michigan. Now, another big misconception is going to be the social life in West Michigan. A lot of people think when they move to a new town, I'm never going to be able to make friends. I'm not going to know what it's like. The fear of the unknown is really great when it comes to moving to the area and not knowing much, you know, and I want to reassure you that a lot of people here are super friendly. I always tell people it's like Southern hospitality, but in the North. They get a real kick out of, you know, seeing how friendly a lot of the people are. It's just a culture here, and we really want to keep that going. So if you're coming or you're looking for an area that's going to take you in, really allow you to just hit the ground running, get to meet people that are into the things that you're into. We have a lot of programs and things that you're able to get involved with. Just the culture there, you know, you might meet someone at the coffee shop and you just talk about the brands of coffee, and next thing you know, you're shopping for coffee with other people and enjoying the time that you spend there. It's just something I can't really explain until you come visit. A lot of people who are skeptical, they come, they make friends. I even had some clients that, you know, from the channel that contacted me, and the husband was like, man, my wife didn't want to move, but now that she's here, she's got more friends and everything than I do. And I was the one who was trying to convince her to come out here when she didn't want to come. So knowing that really makes me feel good for when people are having a great experience out here, because it really helps me know that what I'm saying is true. So if you've come to visit or if you're thinking about making a trip, make sure you do something that you enjoy doing and see how you can make friends as you come out here. Now, the social landscape is that we have over 360 different community groups that you're able to get involved with no matter what type of things you're interested in. If you like Taylor Swift Club, if you like watching birds, if you like going on nature walks, if you like kayaking and canoeing, or just shopping, or just music. And a lot of people are really interested into the music scene and art scene out here. I was speaking with another person who I was trying to explain to them where Grand Rapids was, and they're like, yeah, I know where Grand Rapids is. It's right near where they have the Breakaway Fest and where they have Electric Forest and EDM concerts and things like that. So no matter what you do in West Michigan, you're most likely going to be able to find your tribe that's actually enjoyable. Now we have headline artists that come to the area from all over. Garth Brooks, Justin Bieber, we have rappers come through, singers, we have Celine Dion, we have symphony orchestras, we had Wicked, musical come out here. We've had a lot of different things and entertainment things that come out to the area where you can socialize, really get to know the area and the people that enjoy the things that you enjoy as well. Now there's something called GR's Welcome Community, and these are 12 different communities throughout Grand Rapids that have helped to bring in 8,500 people since 2022. So knowing that is a really big deal. So if you're coming to the area, they want to make you a part of the fam. They want to make you a part of the West Michigan family. So as you're making your way, rest assured it's going to be a good experience. Just make sure you're friendly and you show that friendship so you can easily receive it from other people. You don't want to be a nasty person, because nobody likes a nasty person. Just, enjoy yourself, and pretty soon, before you know it, you have a cool circle of friends that you enjoy a lot of your social life with. What shocked me the most is that Grand Rapids ranks number 4 nationally for cross-demographic friendships, meaning that people here are more likely to have close friends outside of their age, race, or their income bracket. Yes, the Midwest Nice is a real thing. A lot of people talk about that as well. People just want to get to know you, and they want to get to know, people that are expressing themselves in the things that they love to do. This channel is all about live great, and that's the number one thing that I stand for. Living great, no matter who you are, where you're coming from, you can live great and enjoy everything that this area has to offer. All right, now I want to give you some insight if I'm leaving the area or if I'm staying in the area, and why I would do that. Now, if I'm staying here, I'm getting invested. I'm really putting my feet and my roots down in the West Michigan area, because honestly, I believe Grand Rapids area, West Michigan, Holland, Rockford, Muskegon, Kalamazoo, I believe this area is the next to blow in Michigan. There's already a lot of investors who are dumping money into this area. A lot of people downtown, they're renovating the city. There is an amphitheater, a soccer theater going in, businesses are going up. Granted, businesses are going down as well, but it's like a new wave of people who are really seeing the value, the community, and the things that people are passionate about right here in the Grand Rapids area. Now, if I'm leaving, honestly, I would just leave just to explore more of what the world has to offer. Now, I've been here most of my life, so it's just, after you live in a place for a while, it's like the grass is greener on the other side type of deal. And there are other great places to live. So I can see why you may be torn in respect to, where you want to live, what you want to do, because a lot of people that I am in contact with from the channel are remote workers, and they can literally work anywhere that they want. They just want to know the area that they live in is going to support their lifestyle. And I really put my stamp on West Michigan because I've lived in other areas. I've talked to people from other places. I've talked to people from the east side who've moved out to Colorado, and then after a while, there's like, you know what? The culture here doesn't really captivate the community aspect that West Michigan does. And I remember coming out there and enjoying myself, people waving, people laughing, and just enjoying themselves in the area. And so if I'm leaving, probably won't be for long, because I know that this is a place that has a lot more in store for the people who are here and the people that are moving in. Now, statistics don't lie. 83% of people who live in Grand Rapids for 10 or more years end up staying here for life. And that's a really big number, 83%. I don't know if I'm gonna leave. So if you're coming over just make sure you'll get in touch with me. I'll show you some of the cool things about the city. A lot of people from the east side of Michigan move over and they just don't want to move back. From the beaches to the community to the people, just the overall culture is just something that makes you feel at home here. You don't get lost. It's not that big. Everything is within 15-20 minutes away as far as a commute. So some people who don't have vehicles can easily get around, whether it's the Dash, which is free, or the Rapid, which is extremely inexpensive for you to have a monthly bus route and get around town. Okay, so lastly, I want to give you some tips if you're considering moving to the West Michigan area and what I would want if I was going out to the West Michigan area, or for any area for that matter. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the neighborhood selection. I've put together the top 5 neighborhoods. I can put the link below, another video, or if you can, somewhere on the screen, the top 5 neighborhoods in West Michigan. I've lived in a lot of places in West Michigan, and I've ranked these from my personal favorites that I actually like. So make sure you check out that video so you know what neighborhood to live in that might suit you. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. Now, the next thing is integrating into the city. The fastest way for you to really hit the ground running when you come here is to actually get a list of the things that you really enjoy doing, whether it's fishing, ice skating, whether it's going to concerts, anything that you really enjoy doing, you know, knitting, sewing, you know, meeting other people, going on walks. Look it up on Grand Rapids. So type in kayaking, Grand Rapids, Michigan, or if you're a runner, marathons, Grand Rapids, Michigan, and you're most likely going to be able to find a community. And while you're doing that, wave to someone, smile at someone, say, hey, I'm new to the area. Introduce yourself, because you're probably going to be able to find someone else who's new that wants to hang, or just get to, you know, create new relationships and build out a great lifestyle for yourself. Now, a big reality check is in West Michigan. They have Michigan Nice. I always tell people when they're coming out here, people are nice people here. They're friendly people. Sometimes you get nosy people, and sometimes they can't help it. They just want to know more about you, where you're coming from, but they don't mean well. So if someone's waving at you at the gas station, or, you know, waving at you at the grocery store or something like that, they don't mean anything by it. It's just them being friendly. A lot of people who, you know, I've had some people come from Chicago and they're like, man, I was at Meyer and this guy just waved at me and was smiling at me, and I didn't know what to think. And I was like, well, it's just kind of something that we do, you know, holding the door for people and things like that. It's just a lot of manners out here, and people are just, we're different, and it's a good thing, and it's really positive to know that you have people that really care, you know, your neighbors looking out for you and things like that. It's an awesome experience when you're coming out here, and that's just kind of something I would have you look out for. So just make sure you're just being a good person. Obviously, you don't want to be too into somebody's business or anything like that, but just being respectful and enjoying yourself as you're out here. I think you'll have a really great time. All right, that's it. So if you've been thinking about moving to the West Michigan area, I'm probably not going to go anywhere, so you can connect with me anytime. I'm happy to give you this information as you're making your decision out here. Walking the streets. I'll be doing more videos talking about different events, different areas, covering things that you want to know more about. So again, for Things to Do and Sights to See, this is Live Great TV, and I am the official host of Living Great in Grand Rapids and the West Michigan area. My name is Vaughn Greathouse, and if you want to know more about the Grand Rapids area, what it's like to live, work, and have fun out here in West Michigan, make sure you hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, hit the like button so you don't miss on all the videos that I put out each and every week, because I love doing these videos. As a licensed real estate agent, I want to help you make that transition over to the West Michigan area nice and smooth. So my number, my email, that's coming on the screen right now. And so with that being said, I love to help. I can't wait to talk to you, and we will see you on the next video.